It's just me, who is up at 3:30 in the morning. I can't sleep, I'm really down. Like, I'm so depressed right now, I just don't know what to do. Life is so crap at the moment. I've just never felt this low in my life, and it's just really, really difficult for me. And I don't know, I just think about suicide a lot, and I'm being open and honest about it. It is a daily battle not to do it. Obviously, not sleeping very well or at all doesn't help things. It makes things a lot worse, but I can't force myself to sleep. I wish I could. Anyway, I don't really have anything to say. I hope everyone's okay, and I'll try and check back in later today because it is Thursday now. So I get questions of people asking how you know if you're depressed or not. Well, a good sign is if you cry for absolutely no reason, or if the smallest thing makes you upset. Like, something happened yesterday that probably should have irritated me or annoyed me a little bit, but it got me like this upset because I'm upset about it today because the person that upset me again today about the same thing. So if something, and you know it shouldn't really upset you that much, leaves you absolutely bawling your eyes out, then you know that you're depressed, because you should be able to control your emotions enough that it shouldn't upset you. If it's only something small that shouldn't upset you, you know yourself what should and what shouldn't upset you. And if you're upset about something and you're there thinking, this shouldn't be upsetting me to this level, then that's a good sign that you are suffering from depression. So just keep a check on your emotions, and if you're overly emotional over absolutely nothing, which I've never really been, like I've always been able to keep a lid on how I really feel, and that's why no one knew there was something wrong with me. So the fact that I started to get emotional and cry over absolutely nothing at all, like the smallest thing would make me cry and I'm not emotional, that's when I knew I was really struggling with my depression. So when you are acting a way you know is not normal, and sometimes it takes you a while to realise, because sometimes you're so caught up in the emotions you don't know that you're acting differently or feeling differently. Sometimes it can take a long time for yourself to notice or realise you're not acting yourself, you're emotional over nothing, everything's upsetting you that shouldn't upset you. And if you're not a normally emotional person, then you know that is a big sign that you're depressed. So I started to get like emotional over nothing. I was crying all the time, which isn't like me. Even when I've been depressed before, yes, I've got upset a lot, but it got to the point where the smallest thing would set me off. And I mean the smallest thing, things that wouldn't make anyone cry were making me cry, and I was like, I can't cope with this. Like, I shouldn't think or feel the way I'm feeling. I shouldn't be in absolute devastating tears over little tiny things that wouldn't make anyone cry. And that's what first alerted me to the point where I knew I was struggling. I knew there was something wrong. I knew life was getting on top of me and it was becoming too much. I knew it was depression. So just listen to yourself, really. Just, if you know you're acting differently and out of character or feeling differently to how you know you would normally feel, then you need to go and see your doctor and say, look, I'm more emotional, I'm more moody, I'm more tired, I don't want to sleep, I don't want to eat, I have no joy in life at all, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling alone, I'm feeling afraid, I'm scared of things, I'm feeling differently to how I normally feel. Like, there's loads of different ways. Some you might not recognise at first, but if you're thinking or feeling ways that you know aren't right, even if you're not sure, just even keep a diary or get a piece of paper and every day write the day on, and then write about how you've been feeling that day, and do it for a week or 2 weeks, and just have a look at how your mood is. If you're down a lot, if you're crying a lot, just think about, is this normal? Do I normally cry this much? Do I normally feel this down? Do I feel disconnected? And if these things are not you at all, and you just lost your zest for life, or you just don't want to do anything, you don't want to be around anyone, or you just can't sleep and you've never had a problem sleeping, then yeah, there is something wrong. And it's just about asking for help and not trying to carry on and pretend everything's okay, because fair enough, you can do it for a certain amount of time, and I did it for years. Like, I really did it for years. I acted like everything was okay, I was fine, and in a sense I convinced myself I was perfectly fine. And your brain becomes used to you saying, oh, I'm fine, everything's okay, so then you're able to block out certain things. And sometimes, like, blocking things out is good for you, it's good for your mental health, but eventually those things you've blocked out will come back. They will come back really, really hard, harder than they would have been if you'd dealt with them at the time. So I know from experience, and because of how I feel now, the things that I did block out, and some of them I didn't even block out on purpose. I think sometimes your body and your mind just take over, and they're like, we're going to block this out, because if we don't, she's not going to be able to cope with it, and that's the truth. But now some of these things are coming back massively, and I can't deal with them, because I didn't go and say, I'm feeling down, I need help. I just was like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, nothing wrong with me, I'm fine. But when it is depression, you're not fine. You're just finding a way to cope with the depression, which ultimately isn't the answer, because ultimately saying you're fine when you're not fine and convincing yourself you're fine is the worst thing you could do. The most important thing is to be open with yourself, even if you don't feel up to telling your doctor or a family member or anyone else. You have to be totally honest with yourself about how you feel. Don't convince yourself you're fine. And I know it's hard going and asking for help. I would go and sit in my doctor's and chat about anything other than how I was truly feeling. Like, I would never reveal how I really felt. Like, I would say a little bit, but I didn't say everything. I didn't say the most important things. And then you're left with, like, I didn't say the most important thing. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I really do not know what to do with myself anymore. And that can have devastating consequences, because if you don't know what to do with yourself, then you do something that you don't want to do, but you don't know what else to do, and you do something that you thought you could never do. Because you go to places you never think or feel you could go to, but when you're hiding how you feel and you're not asking for help and you're not telling anyone how you really feel, then that causes problems within itself. So just speak out and be honest, even if it's just your doctor. If you don't feel comfortable with your doctor, get a new doctor and build up a relationship with a new doctor. There's lots of doctors around. You don't need to stick with the same doctors, especially if you can't talk to them about things you need to talk to them about. Hi everyone, so I'm not crying anymore, and I'm dressed, and I looked better without the makeup on, didn't I? But the lighting in here is pretty horrendous. But yeah, got my shoulders out. I do have 2 of them, and I'm not meant to be vlogging at the moment, but I took my vlog camera out with me because something had happened, and that's why I was so upset. And that's why I did those videos, to talk about depression and how you know when something is wrong, like with you, to the point that you are depressed, the signs to look for, and how I knew there was something wrong with me. And at the start of all the videos, as you saw, I'd been crying a lot, and that's why I did the videos, to distract me from how I was feeling. But something had happened to make me that upset yesterday and today, and I took my vlog camera out with me because I thought I want to talk about what's gone on and what's happened, because I don't know what else to do about it. And I've found that talking about things sometimes does help, sometimes it doesn't. So I filmed a clip for my YouTube channel, even though I'm meant to be on a break from filming. And I'm on a break for my own mental well-being, basically. And as I've said, I am taking a break from the channel, so when the videos do run out, they will literally run out because I shouldn't have any footage, but now I do. But I feel like that footage will wait till I come back from the break, so potentially it's not going to go up until August, September, I don't know, because I don't know when the break's going to start and how long it's going to be for. It's between 1 and 4 weeks. But until I've actually started the break and gone on the break, then obviously I don't know how long it's going to be for. But I know, because I've started to edit more vlog footage that I had left, that I've got at least 4 more to go up after what's already been filmed. So I know I've got until some point in July. Like, I'm not sure without actually physically looking when it runs out, but you know, it could be end of July, so potentially I could take all of August off, I don't know. And what they did kind of upset me, but it was after what they did, what they said to me, that upset me the most, because I don't know, they just made me feel a certain way. But also, whilst they did the things that they did that they shouldn't have been doing, they upset me. Anything wrong or says anything wrong, but I didn't. I was just like blamed myself, basically. Like, I even was saying to them, like, is it my fault, did I do something wrong? And today when I was talking about it in the video clip that I filmed, that I shouldn't be filming because I'm meant to be on a break, but I did say I would film little bits, you know, I basically worked out that it wasn't my fault. This person's in a position of power within an organisation where I think they shouldn't or aren't allowed to do what this person did. So I decided in the video, yeah, I'm going to do a video, put it on YouTube and let people know that these people in positions of power are doing these things, no matter what I said or did. Leading up to what this person did, it's not my actions that were in the wrong, it was their actions that are in the wrong. Footage that I do have, I have so much footage, it's unbelievable how much footage I literally have. So that's why I was like, I need to stop filming. And also because of my mental health, because it was just getting too much filming. So what I filmed about on the camera today will be old news, but I did say I will film little bits and pieces of my life whilst I'm on the break. But the break's not officially started, but I've just stopped filming because of how much, and having to remember to film and thinking, oh, I've got to take my camera, I've got to do this, I've got to talk to the camera, I've got to make like videos, I've got to get all this footage together just to keep the channel going. But ultimately my mental health is coming first for once. So I'm meant to be on a break, but I was so upset today, and I saw the camera and I was like, I'm going to take it with me and I'm going to talk about who upset me and what happened. And I didn't think I was going to go into it in as much detail as I have done. And the conclusion of the video in my mind was I was going to do a video from my channel either live or today and get it up straight away, because I feel like what happened to me is very important to talk about. Because sometimes people in positions of power take advantage of people or do things that they shouldn't be doing, and that's the situation I'm in, or was in, because I'm not in it now. But there was a situation and someone did things that they shouldn't have been doing because of the position they do and the job they do. They shouldn't be doing what they did. But me being me didn't acknowledge to them that what they'd done had upset me. I just pretended I was okay with what they did, because that's what I do with everything. But everyone's telling me to tell people if anyone does. I didn't get to finish off what I was saying because I was actually meant to be working and I wasn't alone after the end of that clip, so I couldn't continue to film what I was actually trying to say or conclude or finish the sentence or finish what I was saying, I don't know. And it's like probably about 2 hours later, probably more. And I've gone through so many different thoughts and feelings and conclusions in my own mind to what I'm going to do about what's happened. Because when I filmed was kind of like, I don't know if I want to now. I don't know, and it's not because they said anything that changed my mind. It's just because it's difficult. And I don't like the position that I'm now in regarding what happened, because it's someone in authority, in power, who works for an organisation that are meant to protect people, and this person crossed the line in ways I think because of their job they're not allowed to. I think in this job they're not allowed to do certain things regarding online conduct, and what they did, or what they did, I don't think's allowed, and it upset me when they did it, and I was like pretending, oh, everything's okay, because I just didn't know what else to say. I didn't want to say I'm actually upset, and I burst into tears the second it crossed the line, because I just felt like I wasn't normal feeling that way, and they made me feel that way, but I didn't realise they made me feel that way. And I kind of like acted like everything was okay, but really I was upset, and I didn't know what to think, I didn't know what to do, and then they said and did some things that since upset me, and I think, well, why did you do what you did? Like, you shouldn't be. Because of their job, they are quite senior in an organisation that have a duty of care towards people, and I don't know what to do. Like, I just don't know what to do, really. And like, people say to me, like, when people are doing something wrong, don't defend them. Like, tell people what's going on, no matter who they are or what they've done. You need to talk about it. Stop protecting people, don't hide it. Because that's what I do. I hide things. I protect people. I pretend everything's okay. I act like I'm not bothered by what's happening. I pretend I'm happy with the situation when I'm not. But I just feel like, so now I don't know what to do, because I don't want to. Hello. Do you want to talk on there? I don't know. And I can just imagine, like, my doctor saying, tell, because she would tell me to tell, because that's my doctor. She would tell me to tell, because she knows how reluctant I am to tell people when people are doing things that they shouldn't be. So I know if I go to see my doctor and say, this happened, this person has this job, they're senior in their job, and they did this, she'd be like, well, for a start off, they shouldn't be doing this sort of thing, regardless of even if you'd done something or said something to make them think it's acceptable. Because of the job, it's not acceptable. And I know I can hear her actually saying it. I really can. I know it. I know my doctor well enough, and know from what she's told me in the past about protecting people and don't protect them, tell everyone what's going on, because I don't. I know she'll be telling me now, you need to tell what this person's done. Because even though, you know, I'm an adult, they're an adult, it's their job. What their job is, they shouldn't be doing what they've done with me. It's not about me, it's about what their actual job is. They shouldn't be behaving in the conduct that they behaved. And I know my doctor well enough to know she's going to tell me I need to tell about this person, but I don't want to. It's just one of those situations that I've ended up in, and I hate that I've ended up in this situation. I hate how it turned out. I hate what happened, yet I was like, oh yeah, it's okay, what you did was okay, like, and I acted like it was okay. And the worst part for me is I'm so down and depressed that I got upset about it, because I knew it wasn't okay and I was pretending it was okay, and then they said some things, and then I got upset about what they said, even though what they said wasn't related to that, and it was in a way, but it wasn't. And I'm trying to like talk about this now without actually talking about what they actually did and the scenario and the situation. It's not even about the situation, it's about what they did, which is wrong because of what they do for a living. the clip I filmed on my bi-weekly camera earlier, the conclusion was go on YouTube and either do a live video or pre-record something and get it up ASAP to talk about what had happened. But then I came on here and had a bit of chat, and I didn't say what or who or anything much about what the situation is, but the conclusion of that and the fact that this person sent another message, it's so hard being me and pretending everything's okay and holding everything together, because I don't want anyone to know how I'm feeling. But even I can't forever hold on to everything, because everything's destroying me, and every day gets harder and harder, and I don't know, like, it's just really hard.